Welcome back, Arsenal FanTV America. Second day, group stages, Champions League special edition, the Wednesday edition, the other 8 games. By yesterday, we discussed the Tuesday. Please go back, watch, like, share, and subscribe. You will enjoy, I promise you. Group stages, Champions League, match day 4. Now, next week is a week off. We go to local, Premier League, Bundesliga, Scudette, wherever you are, and La Liga, anywhere in the world where you watch football, you go to your local leagues, and then the week after next, we go back to match day 5, and the week following that would be match day 6, which would be the last day for the group stages. Exciting! But after that, you go to the knockout stages. 2 games, that means you win or go home. We're gonna start the day with the first game, most exciting game actually to me, to be honest, because I knew Ajax Amsterdam are not the team to go down 6-1 at home and not respond. So I was expecting a big comeback from Ajax, or at least a big response, or at least go to Italy and grab a win, right? No, Napoli comes in after 3 minutes, 4th minute in, they score the first goal at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. The 4th minute, Napoli scored a screamer. They showed Ajax Amsterdam that we are boss here. We're in Italy, we're gonna intimidate you, we have the fans behind us, and we're gonna come and show you right away good football. Boom, first goal for them. A spectacular game. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Napoli scored 2nd and 3rd and 4th, but also Ajax Amsterdam, the Netherlands champions, scored 2 goals there. It was a great game. It was very well balanced from both teams, 55-45 position. However, the Italians were really strong on the day. By the way, now Napoli qualifies to the next round. What? There's 2 more weeks, you just said. Haha, yeah. The amount of points they have, and we're going to talk about groups and where everyone is at the end of this episode. The amount of points they have qualifies them now to the next group. So yes, Napoli, Group A leader, will qualify to the next round of 16, that is. After now, they beat Ajax Amsterdam 4-2. And don't forget, again, last week, they beat Ajax in Amsterdam at the Johan Cruyff Arena 6-1. Yes, that was 6-1. Second game of the day, Atletico Madrid in Madrid took on or welcomed Club Brugge. Group B, that is. They are right now the underdogs, the one that nobody expected them to be where they at. But guess what? Club Brugge goes to Atletico Madrid and they show everyone that they will still be unbeaten. They frustrated Atletico Madrid, which is the team that we all know, the king of frustrations. They can frustrate anyone on any given day. We saw Joao Felix sitting outside, furious. We saw the whole entire bench for Atletico Madrid, the team on the field. There's something not going right at this moment for the Spanish giant. But hey, listen, this is football. Club Brugge goes out there. Again, they prove why they are the top of Group B and why they already qualified and why they're still unbeaten. They're also, during this very game, went down at 10 men, but you really didn't notice that they did. Again, great game, great team, well-deserved point. Where? At the Atletico Madrid stadium, with clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona. They go there and they struggle to get a win. But again, Club Brugge surprising everybody, sitting on top of that group. And once again, Atletico Madrid, 1 point. The other game for Group A was Liverpool playing Rangers. Hey, listen, 7-1, that's the game. So it tells you lots of goals from Liverpool. I think Liverpool were very pissed off after the local loss for their Premier League leaders. Arsenal Football Club, represent. So Arsenal beat Liverpool at the weekend, 3-2. It was a great game, one of the greatest games anyone can see at any given day. Arsenal showed great football, and they showed why they're the top of the Premier League. And I have to say that, yes, I know they're not in the Champions League, I know, but I'm also Arsenal FanTV America, and I'm an Arsenal fan always and forever. Going back to Liverpool, Arsenal did beat Liverpool, and Liverpool this season are not really at their best locally or at the Premier League, but they come here at the Champions League pissed off, take it off on poor Rangers, and they beat them 7-1. We go on to the next group, which is Group B. Leverkusen, Bayer Leverkusen, that is, taking on Porto in Germany, but they lost. I don't know what is wrong with Bayer Leverkusen because they're really not that bad of a team. However, Porto showed some strength and they beat them 3-0. Good game, also easy on the eye. Porto worked together collectively as a team, moved together front to back, showed great football, and again scored 3 goals to win this game. Now we go to Group C. Of course, to me and to a lot of people that already have seen this game of the day, Barcelona took on Inter Milan at the Camp Nou. Some odd thousand, almost 99,000, almost 100,000 souls in this very stadium watching these two go at each other's, and what a game it was. Boom, 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 passing, running, midfield. This was a must win game for Barcelona. And I'm going to tell you why. Barcelona, as we all know, it's not a secret, financially, they say they struggle right now, and they are in trouble. So going to the Champions League and then qualifying to the round of 16, that gets the club a lot of money. And you're going to tell me what's a lot of money? Well, on paper, you could start with about anywhere between 40 to 80 million euros of extra revenue. Of course, there is other things or items that add to this revenue: tickets, sales, t-shirts for the club, and so on and so forth. So for Barcelona, all this pressure is on Xavi going into that game. He must win. He must get the 3 points. If they don't win this game, what happens? Their fate is in others' hands. What does that mean? Barcelona has to beat Bayern Munich, and Inter have to lose at the San Siro in Italy to the weakest of the group, Victoria Pilsen. Not likely it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen because we know for a fact that Bayern Munich are very strong and they will go to the next round. And Inter also, it's very simple for them to beat Victoria Pilsen. So if Inter beat Victoria Pilsen, they both, Inter and Bayern Munich, go to the next round, regardless of what Barcelona do or don't. However, with that being said, this is why we love this game. You can never say never. That's basically what it is. Anything can happen at any given day in football. So stay tuned for the next 2 games. They will identify this group winners and will identify who is going to qualify to the next round. Next game, Bayern Munich taking on Victoria Pilsen. They played in Victoria Pilsen's stadium. Bayern Munich came away with the 3 points. Again, the German Giants showed class of football. Goretzka, the amazing midfielder for Germany national team and for the Bayern Munich, comes in and shows class, scores 2, assists 1. Anyways, this game finished 4-2. It was also a good watch. You could see Bayern Munich, first half, they were already 3-0. So they knew that they got the game or they won the game earlier. And that's why they're one of the best teams. They go in, they know what to do, they get it done, and then they maintain working together as a team so they can get the result. And then we go to Group D. Next game I'm going to talk about will be, unfortunately, the Spurs or Tottenham, the ones we don't really like. They actually welcomed Frankfurt. Our noisy neighbors grabbed a win versus Frankfurt. 3-2, they took that win. And now the next and very last game for the day. The next game for that group, Group D, Sporting versus French Football Club Marseille. Marseille went to Lisbon, very determined. The 2 first games for them weren't great, but as we all know, we talked about how good of a team they are. The coach that left them, that went to Sevilla now, we talked about him. He left them, by the way, true story, because they could not secure William Saliba, the Arsenal player. He wanted that player very much to stay on his team because he was loaned by the Arsenal Football Club manager, Mikel Arteta. He was loaned to Marseille. And this coach, Jorge Sampaoli, he moves on. He goes to Sevilla. Marseille's new manager is trying to keep them together. Came on beginning of the Champions League. It was a little tough for them. But anyways, take him to Lisbon, and what a game. They win 2-0. 2 Arsenal greatest were playing at this very game and scored in this very game. Alexis Sanchez And Guendouzi, his penalty, it hit the post and went in, so it was that close. It was a good game. Marseille won this game 2-0 in Lisbon. So here are the groups real quick. We're going to talk about the groups, and we're going to tell you where everyone is at, so you now are aware after match day 4 where we at group stages with the Champions League. We're going to start with Group A, and as we all know, Group A has Napoli. Napoli sitting on top of that group, already qualified to the next round, win or lose the next 2 games. You can actually ask me, how is that possible? You can simply look at the rest of the group and see how many points they have. Even if they won the next 2 games and Napoli lost, Napoli still qualifies. The Italian Giants, no losses. They won all their games, which was a great accomplishment for them. Liverpool Football Club comes second after today's win again, 7-1, and they are in second place with 9 points. Third will be Ajax Amsterdam with 3 points. Rangers, unfortunately, with 0 points. And they're not going to qualify. That's automatic, because even if they won the next 2 games, they will not come close to the first and second spot, which qualifies to the next round. Next, Group B, the underdogs, Club Brugge, sitting top of the group. They're already qualified with 10 points. They have 3 wins and 1 draw today at Atletico Madrid. Second would be Porto with 6 points. Third would be Atletico Madrid with 4 points. And then lastly, we have Leverkusen. Bit of a surprise. They only have 3 points, sitting the 4th in this Group B. Next, we go to Group of Death. That's what they call Group C. Sitting on top of Group C is Bayern Munich, as we can see, with 12 points. The German Giants, they won 4-2 against Victoria Pilsen at Victoria Pilsen's own home ground. Second is Inter Milan with 7 points. Barcelona will sit third with 4 points. Very unlikely they will qualify. And then next is Victoria Pilsen with 0 points. That was Group C, Group of Death. As you can see, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Inter Milan, very big names. So that's why we call it the Group of Death, and that's why it's very, very difficult group, or the most difficult group. Moving on to the next group, which is Group D. Tottenham beat Frankfurt in England 3-2, climbed up all the way to be top of the group, so they now have 7 points and sitting on top of that group. Marseille will sit second, and that's a great comeback for them with 6 points, tight with third place Sporting Club with 6 points also. So there is still hope for these two. You see, it's very close. First have 7, second has 6, and the third has 6. So we don't know still who's going to qualify. Very, very important for this group. The very, very next 2 games are going to determine life or death for them, whether they stay or go home. Fourth would be Frankfurt with only 4 points. You know what? They're still in the mix because they have 4 points. And second is Marseille. Marseille have 6 points. So they're still in the mix, 2 points. Again, we have to watch the next 2 games to see where they end up, Frankfurt. And that was Group D. Next, we'll go to Group E. And here is our group. Leaders, Chelsea, 7 points. Salzburg sitting as second with 6 points. Third is AC Milan with 4 points. And then lastly, 4th place is Dinamo Zagreb with 4 points also. That was Group E. Next, we go to Group F. And of course, we have the 14 times champions Real Madrid in this group. For the last 22 years, Real Madrid always go through the group stages. They always get to the knockout stages. And won the competition itself, the Champions League, 14 times. The Spanish Giants, as we can see here, sitting on the top of the group with 10 points after their draw with Schalke. Next is Leipzig with 6 points. Shakhtar Donetsk with 5. Celtic with 1 point. And that was Group F. Next is Group G. And in Group G, we'll see Man City sitting on top of this group with 10 points. Borussia Dortmund, 7 points. Well, I have to go back to City, really, because my friend Austin, that's watching this show, always want me to speak a little bit about City. He really likes City, which is okay. They play good football. So I'm going to tell him, congratulations. Your City is sitting on top of the group now with 10 points. As you can see, City is number 1, 10 points. Number 2 is Borussia Dortmund with 7 points. 3 is Sevilla with 2 points. Tight with number 4, Copenhagen with 2 points. And that was Group G for you. Next, and finally, Group H. Sitting on top of Group H, as you can see here, Paris Saint-Germain. They are the first spot with 8 points. tight with Benfica now after they're drawn at the Paris Saint-Germain stadium yesterday. They tied with Benfica. That will take Benfica to second place with them. Also, 8 points apiece. Juventus will go number 3 with 3 points. And Maccabi Haifa that beat Juventus yesterday in Maccabi Haifa was a great win for Maccabi Haifa. Now they have 3 points and they equal the Italian giants. Once again, you could see the competition, how competitive it is. You could see beautiful football, big names, big clubs, exciting, great football every game. It doesn't matter what you watch, you will still watch great football. Great stories, underdog stories. We see clubs that nobody expected for them to be where they at today. Club Brugge already next round. Napoli already next round. Bayern is already next round. You could see a lot of surprises. Barcelona almost out of group stages. We can see more the next 2 weeks. And we can also see that some groups hasn't been decided yet. Like Group D, for example, you're going to have to wait for the next 2 games because the difference between the bottom and the top is only 2 points. Lots of excitement, lots of great games to come. I enjoyed every single minute. Thank you very much for making me watch every single game so I can talk to you about every single game. It was really a pleasure. Appreciate your listening and tuning in. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share.